Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode here at Galactic Mystic. I'm your host, Candace, and today we are going to be diving into the energy for the rest of this month, starting from the full moon in Capricorn all the way to the 31st of July. I wanted to do this because we did a reading for the new moon to the full moon, and I wanted to make sure that this podcast is out before the full moon so you guys kind of have a good general idea about the energy that we are going through. And I also just want to quickly say that I'm looking at my computer because, I'm recording, right? And I look up and I see that my computer's at 44%. And I've been telling you guys for a while, if you've been hearing me, the number 44 absolutely is hanging around me all the time. So the fact that I see that as we start is already giving me good energies about this tarot reading that I'm going to be providing for you today. Now, as I'm cleansing the decks, excuse me, I have four different decks, but as I'm cleaning them, I do want to just briefly talk about the energy of the full moon in Capricorn, just so that you guys are aware of the energy and you have a good insight about it. So, the Capricorn full moon will be happening this July 13th, which is this Wednesday, and it should be hitting Eastern Standard Time 2:38 p.m. and 11:38 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This full moon takes place when the sun is opposite. Full moons take place when the sun is opposite of the moon, and this signifies a spiritual, energetic energy of releasing, of change, of manifestating, of illumination, information coming to light, things kind of being brought to your attention. This is incredible information that you can be receiving, and or you could be working with your own spiritual counsel. However it fits for you and your current energy, just allow this time in the Capricorn full moon to really help you. Now, Capricorn, or this moon, is really going to be called the buck moon, and I love the fact that the moon energies have different names to them because they all do signify a deeper meaning behind it. And the reason why this is called a buck moon is because the deer, which symbolizes the Capricorn energy, their antlers start to basically form in the springtime, and they fully come at its point, or it gets to its peak by the summertime. So we have this energy of something fresh starting new in the springtime, to now this buck is basically having its full reign of his particular antlers at this time. This is where all this knowledge and information may be coming up to play for you, and this is really signifying that it's time for a season of harvest, a time for thunderstorms, time for things to really be shaken up and released, especially if there's a lot of things that has been amplifying over time. This could be an absolute game changer for you in that aspect. And with Capricorn being ruled by Saturn, and you guys know how I like to say Saturn is the heart teacher, it is the teacher that wants you to really learn the lesson so you don't have to repeat it again. Like it's the professor at the PH level, and it's making you think of all areas from a different point of view so that you can finally have a better understanding of why you basically had to go through these particular things. Also, with this Capricorn energy, Capricorn is the final zodiac sign in the earth energy. And so this literally symbolizes not only maturity, but also like industry, things that you have been working on. Are you seeing the benefits out of your hard work, and how you can really utilize this energy right now? So because of this, the sister sign of Capricorn is Cancer. So this deals with the energy of motherly wounds, of caring, nurturing, domestic sense, right? That mother figure energies. And so, with that being the opposite of Capricorn, you may see responsibilities within your public life, or just wanting to have like a balance between your life and your home may be really important to you right now. Having a sense of understanding your past, but also implementing tradition to also focusing on new good things, letting go of old patterns, allowing yourself to break free from the family or community expectations that are causing you to not really go into your own legacy. That may be something also that may be very prevalent in your energy right now during this full moon. So this full moon in Capricorn really will be inspiring us to take a cold look and a very hard look at things and around your life that may need more defined energies of saying no more bullshit, no more of delaying my process, no more allowing certain things not come in anymore. This whole and the energy of this really is because again, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so that hard teacher and that energy is really much like, I ain't got time for this. If it doesn't resonate with my own energy and my benefits, then it really doesn't, like, I don't need to conversate or be around people that are not uplifting me in some kind of way. And then with the energy of Cancer being the opposite sign of Capricorn, but it's also in the sun sign, right? Because we're in Cancer season. This is going to allow you to be a little bit more sensitive and a little bit more artistic around your approach, maybe. You may be more vocalized or more able to express your emotions during this time rather than be you having a fearful indication like, if I were to do this, this will probably cause a lot of issues for myself. Like I said earlier, full moons are a great time for shedding in any type of light, especially if there was anything that was blocking you from realizing any type of information. So, with this luminization of the moon being super bold and bright, this will probably cast a lot of your fears in the back burner and allowing you to really move forward in a new direction. As I'm saying this, on the clock it says 222, and then the card that flipped out was the Empress upright. That's very beautiful. Trying to see here. Now, I wasn't even really trying to shuffle, but I just heard like yes, yes, yes for certain cards. So I'm gonna take that as a few that these need to be read right now. So we have the Seven of Swords in reverse, and then we also have the Ten of Wands in reverse, with the Nine of Cups upright at the bottom of the deck. Underneath that is the Magician, and then underneath that we have the Two of Wands in reverse. Um, these these energies alone, I'm sensing a lot of energy for you guys by the end of this month. There's going to be a lot of change in direction that you didn't really necessarily know that you needed to do, but it's happening for you for the betterment. It's happening for you, not to you. It is helping you redirect what you really want and direct it in a way that's actually going to benefit you in the long term, that's actually going to bring forth more harmonious creativity, cherish, loving, communicative ways to yourself. And I'm saying that because with the Two of Wands in reverse, this may be some things that you were looking forward to or things that you were going to start manifesting or working towards. And some of those things that you were probably working on haven't really been developing the way that you thought they would. But there's a switch here. I feel like a lot of you guys are not listening to other people anymore. You're really listening to yourself and realizing that maybe your best bet is for you to really shed everything that doesn't involve you, and that includes drama, that includes your own self-sabotage, that includes you self-doubting yourself. Even hearing other people's perception about your business or your career, you may be saying, okay, well, I am not going to take your advice anymore because me taking your advice has only led me to more despair and heartache and mental anguish than me actually following my own suit. And so when I'm seeing this with the Two of Wands in reverse, the Magician card, and then the Nine of Cups, it's like you are coming out of this space and you're believing in yourself way more than you ever had before. So much that you're really creating or allowing yourself to receive your emotional happiness the way that you see it, the way that you want it, the way that you are open to receiving, because I'm looking at the magician, and the magician card, he has his dominant hand up, he has the other hand pointed down, so he's literally a conductor from energy to come into his space. Not only that, but he doesn't need anything other than himself to make this thing come to his reality. And that's why I feel like where a lot of you guys are coming in, or you're going to be ending in by the end of this month, especially with the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is your wish fulfillment coming in. So with the Seven of Wands, I'm sorry, with the Seven of Swords in reverse, as well as the Ten of Wands in reverse, these two energies alone are telling me that you're finally looking at the lesson for what it is. And you're really telling yourself, like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Mentally, I don't want to deal with this. Physically, I don't want to deal with this. I'm ready for a transformation, and I'm allowing myself to go inward in order for this thing to really come into my reality. Which is really beautiful, because again, I wasn't really planning on shuffling, but those are the two cards that we got. So that is like your preempt to this tarot reading. And I'm just cleansing the rest of the decks real quick so we can actually get started. And I think because of that, we'll probably jump now into my oracle deck that I created, and this is the Intuitive Luna. I want to just see what additional messages does this moon energy have for you. Okay, spiritual council. What message does this collective need to hear right now? What are they working on? What do they need to do? Okay. Let's see, we have a few that fell. The first card that came out is blockages, and this is love blockages. The second card that came out is last quarter moon, and it says let go and energy clearing. Yeah. The other card that came out is self-care, and this is take a nap. And the other card that came out is manifesting abundance. Bottom of the deck, we have blockages again. It says spirituality and intuition. We then have self-care and celebrate yourself, and then another self-care, which is drinking water. Underneath that, though, we also then have the new moon, fresh start, new beginnings. With that, literally underneath that is Capricorn. So I think that's very funny. Capricorn, this, I feel like for a lot of you guys, this full moon is probably going to be your new moon energy. It's a reset, it's a restart. There's probably a lot of things from the new moon in Cancer that you have realized about yourself, people, situations, whatever it may be. And it's allowing you to kind of want to sit there and say, okay, now that we are at a full moon, let's go ahead and like restart this. Like, I understand it's a full moon. Let me go ahead and try to connect to it in a different way. But I feel like what you guys are really doing is saying, well, of course I want to do things differently. It's because I've had this insight about family or about myself or about other people or whatever it may be. And you really are saying to you, I would rather do something different. And so what I'm getting for you guys right now in your reading so far is that even though this is a full moon in Capricorn, there's something here about the new moon that you were able to really get more clarity about as now we're entering the full moon. This clarity is allowing you to see a lot more about your love situation, about people that are not helping you, about situations that are not giving you the energy that you need, is depleting you. There's something here about letting those things go, because holding on to things that are not meant for you to receive, that are not meant for your aura to be, coming in that direction. There's something here about like, let me change this dynamic. Let me change the way that I go about doing things moving forward. So much to where it's like this full moon energy is going to make you kind of reset a lot of things. It's going to make you sit back, relax, tune into that feminine energy, tune into your own compass, your inner compass, so that you can have a better ideal about what you want to start manifesting, especially since we have last quarter, which is letting go, energy clearing. We didn't have self care, take a nap. I feel like this taking this nap is the rest that you need, especially since you're getting over whatever these love blockages may be. It's a time for you to get the rest that you need so that you can have a better understanding about why these things had to happen. And again, going back into the Capricorn energy to where it's ruled by Saturn. Saturn's currently in retrograde. This is the big lessons. And if you're seeing the big lessons for what they really are, then you will not have a hard time of actually releasing these holds that it has on you. You will actually have a better indication about how you can actually heal yourself in a more productive, healing, tending kind of way, if that makes sense. So, moving on to the other cards that did come out underneath the deck. Again, we have self care of water. We have self care, celebrate yourself. For one, stay hydrated. Make sure that you're getting the rest and the sleep that you need, including also feeding and nourishing your body. You only get one vessel. You can't go to the doctor and say, I want a whole new body. So, please take care of yourself. Drink water. Okay. I also just heard digestive, so changing what you're eating, maybe not so much on the grease, but more so much on the fruits and vegetables. I also heard lay off on the bread, although I felt that was a little bit of a personal attack because I love bread my damn self. So I hope they're not talking about me. Um, and I look on the clock and it says 2:33. So I don't know what that's about, but I just heard for you, some of you guys, the bread is what needs to slow down. Also just heard yeast. Okay. So just bread. Then we have celebrate yourself, and I like to say celebrate yourself however you feel you want to celebrate yourself. Be your own best friend in this aspect. Don't be waiting for other people to help uplift you or to celebrate you if you're not willing to celebrate yourself by yourself. So celebrate how far you've come, celebrate the things that you're going through, the lessons that you've been learning, how you can actually move forward in certain dynamics. Celebrate where you're at mentally, emotionally, physically. Like there's a lot of things to be celebrating. There's a lot of things to be in that movement of. There's no need for you to feel as if the things that you're experiencing or the things that you're going through that you have to be in a different aspect of yourself. The last card that is at the bottom of the deck is blockages in its spirituality and intuition. If you're feeling a lack of guidance, this inner compass, this inner knowing, this connected of spirituality or your own spiritual counsel, I would then ask you, are you doing your routines in regards to your own spirituality practice? Are you meditating to connect? Are you going outside? Are you clearly you're not resting, and clearly you're not drinking water, and a little bit not eating right. So definitely feels like you need to be tapping into the things that you know you should be doing in order for you to receive those messages that you are clearly missing out on. Especially again, since the bottom of the deck is spirituality, intuition, you're not feeling connected to self. So if you're not feeling connected to self, then how can anything else come in or give you the answers that you're needing to receive if you're not connecting? Now, the last card that actually came out when I was shuffling this deck, my deck, the Intuitive Luna deck, the last card that came out is manifesting, and it says abundance. So through this period of removing blockages, moving the love blockages, removing the spirituality, intuition blockages, just removing blockages that are not suiting your energy, this is when things can start to come in. This is when things start to move in your favor. This is when things start to really come into your reality the way that you would like for it to come into your reality. At least if you're releasing the hold and you're doing, the healing aspect, the shadow work, the moving forward, not going backwards, catching yourself. Like there's a lot of work that goes into that. But I do have this huge energy for you guys that if you are removing the people and situations out of your life and really focusing on your own healing and your own transformation, learning those hard lessons and really being in the energy of who you want to be and who you're trying to manifest, then I can absolutely say that the abundance that you're inquiring, the opportunities, the lifestyle that you are wanting to have in your life can absolutely be in your facility, in your aura, in your space. But it all, again, kind of depends on how are you willing to work on it. And as I cut the deck, from the tarot deck, I have the Ten of Inspiration, which is the Ten of Wands, and then the Queen of Materials, which is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, removing those burdens, especially if you have a business, especially if you have something that you've been trying to grow and you haven't been seeing a lot of work or a lot of things coming back into your aura, especially if it's abundance or clients or whatever it may be. This may be a time for you to sit back, relax, let go of the fear that it's not working out, let go of the feeling as if like what you're trying to have as a business is not going to work. Instead, working on those blocks, on the feeling is why you feel those things are not coming in, and start to just know as you're doing that shadow work, just know that all the hard work that you are doing is actually bringing in that abundance and lifestyle that you are currently ready for. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the actual tarot reading. They're giving me a lot of energies about what you're leaving right now or what you're moving away from. And then a lot of energies of what you're developing and what you're connecting to. I heard two more. Thank you. I heard none of those cards. You guys have no idea how many cards just flew out on the table, and they're like, none of those. None of those. Okay. Okay, sorry. Gotta get through all the cards that flew on the floor. Okay, can I have one card? What is the last card? Okay, now I heard that's it. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have two nines. Wow, you had the Nine of Cups, and now you have the Nine of Pentacles. Two different decks with the number 9 at the bottom. Beautiful energy. We have 9 of Pentacles at the bottom. We have the Hangman, and then we also then have the Death card, as well as the Two of Voices at the bottom of the deck. You're getting that answers that you need. You're getting the answers that you need. You are no longer are going to be confused about what your next destination is, what you need to be focusing on. There is no more cloudiness here. You're getting a lot of recognition or a lot of knowledge. You're getting a lot of information. Things are starting to come in now that we're from the full moon in Capricorn all the way to the end of the month. There's something here about you're getting the final knowledge that you need, so much that you're going through this death transformation. You're going through this metamorphosis. There we go. Metamorphosis, transformation from the inside out. This is healing. This is literally coming from the dark energy to more light, positive, healing aspect of this. And because of this transformation, you're literally, like I said, getting the knowledge that you need with the hangman here. You're getting the information that you need. You're not feeling stuck anymore. You're not feeling like what you're trying to accomplish is incorrect or that it's not working out for you, or even you self doubting yourself as a woman, as a man, your sexuality, whatever it may be that was causing you kind of like this hiccup to feel blocked on a lot of things. You're getting a lot of clarity on that particular thing and you're being able to move forward so much that you're moving in a direction that benefits you from the inside out. But the Nine of Materials here, this is the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles is all of the hard work that you put into your own garden. You can now start to receive the benefits out of that said garden. And I wish you could see the card that I'm looking at right now, because the way that the artist has really depicted that message in this card is insane. There's flowers throughout, and throughout the flowers, you are seeing that there's this one rose, and it's a pink rose, but that's like in the inside of her. And then those nine roses are kind of flowing out of her body. And it just, again, it's a lot of hard work that had to go into this. It's a lot of energy and changing out the weeds and watering it and getting it, sun, and repositioning it so it's not just hitting one side. Like, you're getting all aspects of your pain, getting all aspects of your emotional pain, and then allowing that said emotional pain to then be on a whole new level playing field of you changing your dynamics about self, about changing the way that you view yourself. Oh my god, and as I just look on the clock, it's 2:44. I can't. So, getting into your guys' reading, right? The cards that flew out that was telling me like this is what you're leaving behind is we have the Lovers in reverse, we have the Six of Cups in reverse, and then we have the Six of Wands in reverse. This is literally three sixes. I just noticed that. 666. Six is about balance. And the number six is heavily through the year 2022 because it adds up to number six. So there's a lot of imbalance that you have been receiving for a very long time, but that imbalance is leaving. Especially with the Lovers here was the first card that popped out in reverse. This is a partnership. This could be a business partnership. It could be a romantic, platonic, even family, soul tides energy that is not yours. It's karmic. It is meant for you to experience this lesson, not necessarily stay in that toxicity. Then we have the Six of Cups in reverse. So everything that you were giving into this relationship was draining. It was emotionally draining. It was not a benefit to both parties. You were probably doing more than the other. And it made you feel like, am I good enough? It made you feel as if like the inner child wounds, probably those mother wounds too, coming out to play heavily because you didn't know exactly what's going on here and how this is affecting you. Probably got a lot of emotional triggers. Whoever this person is, or even if it's not a person, it could again be in regards to money and your business partners and how you view it. A lot of negative emotions passed on from generation to generation about money. And getting into the last card, we have the Six of Wands. So again, this relationship is not successful. It's not bringing in a lot of success, happiness, joy. It's the opposite. It's bringing in a lot of chaos, a lot of arguments, a lot of frustration, a lot of doubts, honestly. And this is the energy that you're moving away from. During this time of the full moon in Capricorn to the end of the month, you're gaining a lot of strength. You have the Strength card here. You're gaining a lot of inner knowledge. I said that inner knowledge and that inner feeling of just doing it and not feeling bad, not second guessing yourself, not thinking that what you're doing or how you're doing it is wrong. It's that also internal strength too, because a lot of you guys may have this instant reaction to either to pop off on people, or you may have this energy about flighting, which is when you are getting emotionally triggered, instead of you dealing with it, you kind of run away. I'm also getting for some of you guys, you don't know what to say. You're just kind of frozen because of what's going on. But through this process, you start to really embrace more of this strength energy, this internal, I'm a boss bitch, I'm a goddess, I am someone to reckon with kind of energy. which is really beautiful because this is bringing you into the energies of having your own judgment because you have the judgment card. You also have the high priestess as well as the queen of voices. Um, with this judgment card, you're realizing your own faults, you're realizing their faults, you're realizing that the things that you had to deal with are and have been here to kind of push you to realize about your own truth, about where you want to go, where you deserve to be. You're probably also becoming very unattuned to things in your space that just aren't vibing with you like they used to. Especially if you're going through a spiritual awakening or a spiritual connection to self, especially since at the bottom of the deck, yeah, we had spirituality as a block and intuition as a block. So if you're feeling that block of not taking care of, like, you're not connecting to self, what you're getting through this full moon is that you're getting that absolute change within self. You're getting that change about who you are, what you are, how you want to move forward, what you're connected to, what drives you, what doesn't drive you, other people's shit that wasn't yours but was plied upon you, just self realization. Not only that, again, with the high priestess, this is interconnecting. This is that feminine energy. Um, this is total domination of understanding, like, my thoughts, good or bad, are a part of me. It's just a matter of which thoughts am I tuning in so that I can grow from this experience, so that I can grow from what I'm currently moving away from specifically. Your voice is really important here because we don't had, as I'm looking at the color associations with these cards, the judgment card has all this blue around her, and it's making me think of your throat chakra. Then with the high priestess here, she's clothed in a blue, like, I want to say jacket, or at least like head wrap thing. I don't know. But she's wrapped in blue. And then the other card that came out is the Queen of Voices, which is all mental and voice. So your voice is very important. And the voice that you say to yourself is even more important, because how you talk to yourself is really important to not only other people but just yourself. Like, you are in control of your own thoughts, you're in control of your own words. So if you're not talking nicely to yourself, there can be a lot of negativity continuously being brewed within your mind that really needs to be switched out for more positive, or releasing certain negative attributes. On top of that, you're probably getting or gaining more of this: you're going to respect me regardless if you like it or not. You may not like what I have to say, but I have to say it anyways. You may not really recognize the fact that I'm doing this for me, but it doesn't matter if you get it or not. This is for me. The Queen of Voices literally is someone who is in charge of their mental state, but also their voice. And they know how to intuitively connect to those negative thoughts and clean them out. They know how to intuitively communicate efficiently to other individuals that they're having communications with. They're able to listen in, receiving downloads, getting those confirmations. For some of you guys, your spirit animal may be a bird, a horse, gecko, bear, and an elephant. You guys may be having those as your spirit animals. Elephant for sure, for you to recognize and remember those memories, but to be able to move forward. The bear, for you to realize that you don't have to, like, I feel like for the bear, some of you guys are mother bears, mama bears. You may be really trying to protect your babies in a different way. I heard loosen up your grip on that. I heard just a little though. For the other bird ones, communication for sure. Getting those downloads and, like, tapping into that energy is really going to be important for you guys. The last three cards that came out for this tarot reading are pretty nice, and they're pretty intense. Duality at its finest when I see the Knight of Emotions and then the King of Inspiration. This card, you can't see, duh. But, like, the card that I'm seeing, it's not a person, it's actually a horse. And behind the horse is a shell, and it's the inside of the shell. And so when I see this, it's making me really want to sit there and tell you that normally with the Knight of Cups, this is someone else offering you a cup, offering some type of emotional connection. But I feel like for you guys specifically, this is you actually tapping into you giving yourself this emotional connection. Especially since I'm looking at the way that this particular card is, because it, again, it's like a horse, but it's also with this shell behind it, it literally is, it just gives me this energy of like you are finding yourself through this process of releasing, you know, the person that wasn't for you, the emotional unsuccessful connection that you had. This relationship was not at all bringing in any type of success, and because of this finally acknowledgement of what you're what you have been dealing with, you're gaining that inner knowledge, that inner strength to really go moving forward. You really are now absolutely able to tap into your high priestess energy of like having that better knowledge about things, having this energy about, okay, the bad and the good do make sense. I just have to learn to tap in more into that inner knowledge of self. This is allowing you to have a more stronger voice, to really say your boundaries, to really let go of things. And in that process, you really are finding yourself like getting out of this escapism, this trapped energy with this Nine of Cups. It's like literally you're telling, like, the energy I'm getting is that the more you're focusing on yourself, you're getting out of this cage. You're getting out of this feeling like completely trapped. And that's because you're loving on yourself right now. You're paying attention to yourself. You're focusing on your own energy. And you're focusing really a lot on your own creativity, especially with this King of Wands here. Now, you can't see the card, but the card has basically two feminine, and they're head to head to each other. So, like, their heads are mirroring each other. But it's a masculine card depicted by two women. This huge energy again about that duality of knowing about that, connecting to your inner, your feminine energy gives you the direction, the passion, the determination, the creativity to actually do the things that you want to do. This may be fueling your own particular achievements moving forward. This may also be something that you're going to want to tap in a lot more about what you want to create for your business and how you want this to set up for yourself. Or maybe it's just your creativity and all. Like maybe you have been very depleted in regards to your creativity and how you want this to go through. Regardless, though, from the Knight of Emotions to the King of Inspiration, you have this duality of understanding. Like the more I'm tapping into my feminine energy, the more I have a clear, actionable base of what I should be moving towards. And whatever this is, you got the Ten of Cups. Whatever it is that you're working on and moving towards, you got the Ten of Cups. You had the Nine of Cups in the previous deck at the bottom, and now you have the Ten of Cups. This is just emotional happiness, from depletion, from feeling like you don't have any, to emotionally feeling more connected to self, emotionally connected to what you want, and actually moving in that direction. So lastly, I'm going to go ahead and pull some final cards. This is from Dreamscape Oracle deck. The first card that came out is the Silence. You don't need to hold your silence anymore. I feel like that's a big statement too. You don't have to hold in your truth. Behind the card, there's a lot of purple, and then there's a lot of blue surrounding her voice. So again, this aspect about your voice is really important. You vocalizing this thing and really being in tune to this is really important. Break your silence. Break the feeling that people don't want you to tell the truth, because I feel like you speaking the truth really helps you kind of step into that power of you being someone to reckon with, someone to not fuck around with anymore. It just feels like a power move, and you kind of need that. Yeah, wow. The card that came under, I didn't see it, but the card underneath it was the Serpent, and that is the snake. So if you're dealing with snakes, if you're dealing with people that are taking a lot of your energy, now is the time to remove them. Now is the time for you to start letting go of the past and moving in a different direction. Then the next card that came out, we have the Spring, and this is full of different type of stars, but they're purple, as well as her dress is purple. Then the other card that came out is balance, and literally her entire landscape in the background is purple. And no shit, you guys, no shit, the animal at the bottom of the deck is Sun Bear. And I was just talking about how some of you guys' spirit animal is a bear, and the bottom of the deck is Sun Bear. Yeah, this spring, there's something about you getting knowledge about the spring, especially again since I told you at the earlier of this episode that the Capricorn with their antlers and stuff, like they start to really grow them in the springtime. And then by the fall, like by summer and fall, especially during this buck moon, they kind of release all of that. They kind of shed a lot. So from springtime, there was something that you intuitively knew that you need to let go, that you have it. And I'm definitely getting the sense with this balance that it's impeccable. It is required that you let this go so that new things can come in, so a new balance for yourself can actually be developed for you. All of these cards literally show purple, so your third eye is being heavily activated here, even though at the other deck it said your spirituality intuition is blocked. I really feel like if you're hearing this, your intuition is really going to connect with you, or I would suggest that you dive into some more meditations so that you can start to really understand what are you missing, or try to get a better connection to self about it. Now with the Sun Bear, again, I kind of already talked about it, but the bear energy is all about protection. It's new, it's springtime, it's letting things in and allowing things to go. Still knowing that you're protected, but at the different kind of viewpoint of it. Like, you don't need to go ham. You're still protected in different ways, but the more you are letting go, the more new things can come in. Then we have Rabbit and Fox, which is all about new beginnings, beautiful manifestations coming in. Wow, we have White Owl, and I said birds earlier for communication, so obviously look out for that for your guys' spirit animals. The third card that came out is Death Mother. This is the same energy as the Death card, so transformation is literally on the horizon for a lot of you guys, so tap into that. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Prophet. Some of you guys are a prophet. Some of you guys are already, you kind of already knew this was happening, but you were afraid to kind of take a leap. And I'm here to tell you right now, don't be afraid to take a leap. Don't be afraid to release certain things that are not, sorry, that was my alarm. Release certain things that are not in relation to you, or that are not going to uplift you in any type of way. Allow yourself to really tap in. Allow yourself to really get the guidance that you need. Is that inner guidance, especially since you have the High Priestess. Your guys' inner knowledge is really important, and if you're dismissing it, if you're dismissing it, you're gonna block yourself from really receiving the true messages that you're supposed to be receiving. So this is going to be the end of your guys' tarot reading for the energy of full moon in Capricorn all the way to the end of the month of July. I truly hope you enjoyed it. I feel like we got to a lot of energies here that really do say that you have the opportunity to change a lot of things that are currently going on in your reality. It's just a matter, are you going to see it for what it is, so that you can start to move on forward in your life that's going to benefit you for long-term success? Not what anybody else's success, but for your long-term success. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope this episode gave you some type of closure or clarity on your next steps. If you haven't already, please make sure that you are following me on either Spotify or Podbean so you don't miss another episode. You can also follow us on YouTube, where you could probably be watching or listening to this right now. Besides that, you can also hit us up and follow us on Instagram as well as our TikTok account. And regardless of any of that, though, I just really appreciate you guys listening and hearing this message. So thank you so much again for allowing me to channel the energy for you in regards to now into the end of this month of July. I'm wishing you guys so much love and light, and I'll see you guys at our next tarot reading. Bye, guys.